Yes, guys, welcome back to another vid from Mutal FC, and today we got another banging vid for you. International football's over. Thank God. Who the shit gives about international football, especially fucking friendlies? The Premier League is back. You know why I'm happy? Because we get to see retarded celebrations like this.
And then you got to do your knees in and out like that, but then you got to jump with it while you're doing that. So
Okay.
just like a...
Alright, as you guys just saw, Antonio's teaching Harry Redknapp how to hump. But it doesn't matter because Spurs are going to hump West Ham this weekend. Alright, so obviously West Ham are going to get smacked by Spurs, but we'll talk about that later. First, we're talking about Everton, Liverpool. So Liverpool have Mane and Thiago back from COVID. So I have it being a 2-2 draw because Firmino just netted twice for Brazil as well in their win over Bolivia. So I think Firmino and maybe Mane net for Liverpool, and then I'm going to go Calvert-Lewin brace for Everton.
So I have an Everton 2-1 win. I think Liverpool's not in form right now, so I don't think their confidence is very high. And the fact that Thiago and Mane are just coming back now, I think they still need time to kind of get their chemistry back, get their form back. And then meanwhile, Everton are like top form right now. You know, James, Calvert-Lewin are playing like two of the best players in the league. So I think the rivalry factor also makes it more motivating for Everton. So I see Everton 2-1 win.
Yeah, I think I agree with Chris. I could see Everton 2-1 to Everton 2, Liverpool 1. And Liverpool fans are not going to hear it, but Everton are the better team in Merseyside. Like, they're not going to want to hear it. But Everton, like, if Liverpool can actually like not play like they did against Aston Villa, where they got like butt fucked, like I mean, like that was sad. Liverpool fans were talking their shit. Oh, United are ass. Boom, they get clapped 7-2 against a worse team. Right, we lost to Spurs. You lost to Aston Villa, and then you had 11 players on the pitch. No excuses. You have no excuses. All right. So if you're getting slapped up by Aston Villa, who are playing good, Everton are playing like the best team in the league, by form wise, in terms of performances. They're playing like the best team in the league. So I think it's going to be Everton 2-1. The only reason I'm giving Liverpool a chance is because they have Thiago and Mane coming back. Yeah, 2-1.
All right, moving on to Chelsea Southampton. So Mendy's injured, and I was very happy when I heard that because that means Kepa's going to bless us with some more memes. So, as much as I want Southampton to win, though, I still think Tammy and Mount will carry Chelsea. So I'm going to go 3-1 for Southampton. But I feel like Che Adams, who can't score for his life, is going to score because Kepa's in the net. So 3-1 Chelsea.
I'm going Chelsea 2-0. I think this is going to be a very attacking game. I think both teams, for me, are entertaining to watch. So I think it's going to be back and forth. But I have a Chelsea 2-0 win, mostly because Chelsea are going to be getting their players back. I think Ziyech is going to be starting. I still don't know Pulisic's status, but if he's playing, then that's better for them too. So I think that gives time. Now they have their full squad back. I think Werner will start scoring now because there's players to give him chances. I think Southampton's also weak defensively, so I don't see them holding up against that Chelsea attack. And the Chilwell being put into that defense, I think has improved Chelsea's defense a lot. So Chelsea 2-0.
Personally, I'm gonna go a draw. Chelsea 2, Southampton 2. I just like the others said. Southampton are poor defensively, so they will concede goals because Chelsea have a lot of good attacking options. Pulisic and Ziyech might come back, so like that could just add to it. I also think Chelsea, if Kepa is in net, it's like shooting yourself in the foot, right? Like literally the duel. Like, I don't know if people remember. I think it was Zaha when he scored his goal. Fucking like long 30 yards out, 40 yards out, and Kepa's let it in. Like, so you've always, they have Danny Ings. Like, people forget Southampton still have Danny Ings, who still like scored 2 or 3 goals this season. So, and then Che Adams, who's kicked on. So I think it's going to be 2-2 because Chelsea have Kepa.
All right, moving on to Man City Arsenal. So just real quick on Arsenal 2 signing Partey. So I think like the promo vid was like it's a party now in Arsenal, and City's going to have a party with Arsenal. Like, especially if Aguero's back now. And hopefully KDB, I think he's blanked twice now. Maybe him and Aguero get on the sheet. And I'm going to go Aubameyang, so 2-1 to City.
So I'm going 3-1 to City. I think Arsenal is playing really well right now, so I'm not going to take anything away from them. But they're just absolutely like they're shit away from home against these big 6 clubs. I think they've had 20. They won 25 games in a row without having a win away at a Big Six team. That's since 2015. So I see them struggling a lot against a City team that needs to win this game off a tie against Leeds. And I think Pep's job would be in trouble if they don't win this game, because that's 3 straight games where they haven't won. So I think they're definitely going to win this game. So I have City 3-1.
Yeah, I'm just going to join in. I'm going to say City 2-1. I know Arsenal fans are not going to like to hear that. Arsenal have played very well. They've been one of the, not surprises of the season. I think people saw what Arteta was doing last season, but he's just kicked on from that. Arsenal fans got humbled though against Liverpool and saw where their true level is at. They're not as good as those teams when they're playing at their highest level. And if City do get Aguero back, I genuinely do think City are going to win. So I have City 2-1. Arsenal have Aubameyang. Partey could be a big signing for them. I think he's one of the best signings probably made this summer. I know he hasn't played a game yet, but in terms of value and what the team needed, I think it's a big signing for Arsenal. But if City have Aguero, I think it's going to be 2-1. It could even be 3-1. If they don't have Aguero and it's like playing Mahrez through the middle or Bernardo Silva, then I could see Arsenal snatch a win from here.
All right, moving on to Newcastle, Man United. So, United's a very hot topic at the moment, especially with the recent thrashing. But I really hope United can win because I like Ole and I think he's just a nice dude, but he got stuck in the wrong spot. So optimistic, but I'm gonna go 1-0 to United.
I'm going 2-1 to United. I think off this international break, I expect them to be fresh. I don't know if that's actually going to happen because I expected them to be fresh against when they played Crystal Palace and they lost that game. But I think Bruno is going to come back to form. I think that's going to help the team win that game. I think Cavani's going to get a goal. So I have United 2-1 win. But if they do lose, I hope Ollie gets sacked. I think that's the end. If they lose this game, they need to go in a different direction. But I do have United winning 2-1.
Yeah, for me, I'll be honest, I'm going United, but it's purely optimistic. There's no if I was a betting man, I would not bet on a United win. I would not. I would bet on a United penalty, Bruno taking and scoring it, but I would not bet on United winning this game. Newcastle are playing better. St. Maximin and Wilson, they've developed a partnership, right? Fraser's also doing really well, and Newcastle as a whole as a system, they were good last year. They're improved and they brought in better players. Sorry. So, I mean, I can't see, really you have to say a Newcastle win or a draw, right? The only reason you say United for any sort of instance is because of the players that they have. But they have to turn up. Pogba hasn't turned up. He was doing really well after lockdown last season, and he played well in France over the international break. He needs to turn up this week. Bruno, same thing. The front attacking players, no Martial. So Cavani has to come in. He hasn't played in 6 months or 7 months. He's been training. He hasn't actually played a game. That's a lot of lack of match fitness. So I don't know how he's gonna do. If he's gonna even play, is it gonna be one of those youngster signings we've got? I know Alex Telles. Hopefully he starts. So I think there's a lot of new pieces at United. So I don't know how it's gonna all work together. But I'm just going purely optimism. Man United 2-1.
All right, moving on to Spurs and West Ham. So, as you guys saw in the intro, Antonio was teaching Harry Redknapp how to hump, but, they're going to get humped, man. I don't think Cresswell's, been tested defensively, and, whoever it is on that right side, I think Bale's Bergwijn, Cresswell's going to be on skates. I'm going to go 4-0. Honestly, Kane hat-trick on the low even, but, 4-0 to Spurs.
So I have Tottenham 1-0. I think they're going to put in the 1 goal. They're going to sit back, probably a Kane or Son goal. I think West Ham winning their last 2 games, just trashing Leicester and Wolves. I think this game's kind of bring them back down to earth. They're going to lose. Everything's going to be I still think they're not that great of a team. I still think those last 2 games is not how they actually are playing. It's just a little purple patch. So I have Tottenham winning 1-0.
Yeah, so I think I agree with these guys. I think Spurs 3-0. Now West Ham fans are gonna be what the fuck? We'll just beat Wolves and Leicester. These teams are pushing Europe this year, and that's completely fair. I'm not gonna say anything against that. But I just think Spurs are on another level at the moment. Right? Yes, okay, they lost to Everton, right? But other than that, ever since then they just kicked on, and I think after especially beating United 6-1, I think that's a season-defining game. That's what makes you oh shit, they're gonna go on a good run. I think Spurs are gonna push top 4 this year. If Bale comes back, if he's even 30 minutes, like that's impressive. Like that he's a big game changer, and they already have Son, Kane all firing, and the whole team, right? Mourinho's finally playing Ndombele. Like it only took him a whole season to realize Ndombele is actually fucking good. Like what he adds to the midfield, and then Sissoko and Lo Celso and all these players. So I think Spurs are gonna comfortably win 3-0. I know West Ham fans are not gonna like to hear that, but yeah, 3-0.
All right, moving on to Leicester Villa. So I feel like, Leicester bandwagon, like ever since that City win, but I feel like now the fixtures really take a turn. I think they play Leeds and Arsenal in their next two in the Prem. And like I feel like Vardy's been overly reliant on penalties. And, keep in mind there's still a Marty in the back four. And like I think if Watkins and Grealish know what they're doing, they'll find space. And then Castagna has to man that flank by himself, and him and Justin looked absolutely tired throughout West Ham. So I'm gonna go 2-0 to Villa. I could see a Watkins brace or even a Grealish one as well. But yeah, 2-0 to Villa.
So I'm gonna go Leicester 3-0. I think Vardy gets a hat trick here. And like Locke said, a lot of his goals have been pens. But the thing is that rule is still the same now. So I think he'll still continue to win those pens and score those pens. The thing with Aston Villa for me is their first two games were against Sheffield and Fulham. Those are two of the worst teams in the league. You win those two games, good job for that. But the Liverpool game, I don't know, props to them for winning 7-2. I don't think they get anywhere close to that ever again if that game happens. Again, there was no Mane that day. I'm not going to take anything away. You won 7-2. That's good for them. They still let in 2 goals, so I still don't trust that. They let in 2 goals to a team without Mane. I still don't trust that defense, so I think Leicester 3-0.
I have to agree with Lodge here. I think Aston Villa are taking the win. And I know people are going to be like, oh, you're just jumping on the hype train. And maybe I am, but I'll be honest. I had them tip them for relegation. They've completely blown my mind. I think the 7-2 is probably the biggest result. Somehow, they managed to take the spotlight away from United. That in itself, I'm already grateful for. But I mean, the United still lost. But Aston Villa, Jesus, 7-2. Right? Now, people can say, oh, Liverpool didn't have Mane. They still have 9 other world-class players or 10 other world-class players. Right? Okay, fine. Adrian also played. That's probably a huge part, right? The first goal obviously fucking kicks it right into Aston Villa players. But Watkins, class signing, right? And then Grealish, McGinn's fully fit. McGinn didn't play most of last season, so now that he's back to play fully fit, Grealish is just having the time of his life, right? And great for Aston Villa to keep him. I think it's going to be 2-1. Like Locke said with the fullbacks, with Castagna and James Justin, if they get pushed up like they normally do, they're going to get caught out. Watkins is really quick, and Grealish, and then Trezeguet as well. They have all these type of players. Also, Leicester don't have Ndidi, right? So he's their CDM who controls everything and all that. So I could see an Aston Villa 2-1. I think Vardy will get 1, but I think Watkins and Grealish will get 2 for Aston Villa.
All right. Moving on to Leeds Wolves. So I don't know if anyone saw Adama over the international break, but goddamn, man, he was insane for Spain. And I'm excited for Leeds' new signing, Rafinha. I don't know if he'll get any minutes, and if possibly get to start, if Bielsa wants to do some rotation. But I don't know, both teams, man, maybe I'm kind of being overcritical. These last 1 game and 2 games, it's just not looked as good as it did. Maybe that's fatigue or just goals slowing down, but I'm going to go 1-1. I think maybe either if Rodrigo gets minutes, he scores for Leeds, and then I'm going to go Adama, first goal of the season for Wolves.
So I'm going to go Wolves 2-0. And I said 2 weeks ago, I think Leeds' play style is basically Man City's play style. And a team Man City struggles against all the time is Wolves. So I think Wolves' style is just perfect to go against what Leeds plays. That the defensive style where they counter, especially with Adama and Jimenez up top there. And Leeds is also a team that just lets in goals all the time. So I think Wolves are going to win this game. They also need to win this game because they're sitting in the bottom half of the table right now. So I see Wolves winning 2-0.
I'm gonna go on the side of Leeds 2, Wolves 1. Yes, Leeds do concede goals, and like the others said, the counterattack with Adama, Jimenez, that's definitely in there, that they can score. But I think they're gonna score 2, and I think they've shown in this whole of the 4 teams they played Liverpool, Fulham, Sheffield, and City, and I think they've given a good performance in every single one of them, right? They won 3 out of they won 2, drew 1, lost 1. And even the game they lost against Liverpool, that was a pretty harsh loss. They probably should have got a draw off that game at least. And against City as well. I saw that game. They should have definitely scored 2 or 3 chances if like Rodrigo's a little more clinical. So I honestly think they've also another team who showed a lot of potential and played very well. I think they're better than Wolves at this current time and moment. Wolves don't look like the same team the last 2 years. I don't know if it's like the drive isn't there or something, but they just don't feel like that same Wolves team. Maybe it's also the loss of Doherty, who was it, Diego Jota, all these type of players, and they're bringing these new players, but they just don't look the same team. So I think Leeds are taking this 2-1 to them. But you guys let us know what you think in the comments down below. I know we didn't address some of the games, but let's be real. Who the fuck gives a crap about West Brom or Burnley? I'm sorry. If you want to go see those type of predictions, go find another channel because we talk about like lit games, not these like shitty fucking. I want Burnley relegated. I want them to go down. And West Brom, to be fair, they're a very fun attacking team, but like defensively, god awful. I think they can see like already 15 goals or something. It's bad. It's bad. It's really peak out there. But you guys let us know down in the comments below what you think of these predictions. And it's a big week, so let us know what you think about like Everton, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, like those type of games. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.